Hello everyone, this is Mr. Feng with Week 3 Cello lesson. In this week's lesson, we will start to read and pluck through the G string and the C string of the cello. Here we're on page 16 of our All for Strings book, and at the top box, here you'll see where the G note lies. If we look at this note head, this bubble right here, we'll see that it is located on the bottom line of the music staff with the line going through it. Each time we see that note in that place, we will pluck the G. Our next note is down here in this blue box, the C string. Now in example 17, it will read C and E string. The E string belongs to the bass and the violins. Had we been practicing with the basses and violins, we will hear both C and E, but in this case, it's only C strings for the cellos, so we can actually cross that out if you'd like. But if we look at the bubble of the C note, it is even lower. The C string is the lowest string of the cello. In order for them to draw the note even lower from where the 5 music staff lines are, they have to create what they call ledger lines, just so that you can see further placement downwards. And the C string has 2 ledger lines with the bubble going through the line, with the line going through the bubble. Each time we see the note down here with 2 ledger lines, we can recognize that as the C string. Our second item in this week's practice is the bow hold. Now the bow hold is one of the most important items of playing the instrument. It's because, well, the bow makes the sound. And with a few steps, we'll learn to do the bow hold today and draw the bow in the right motions. Okay. First, with our right hand, we'll create a cup motion. This is where all of our fingers are bent or curled. We don't want any straight fingers, especially when we're holding on to the bow, because straight fingers will create tension, and if you squeeze, your hands will get tired and you could get injured very easily. So we want to stay very relaxed with the fingers curled. Now there are 3 steps that I use to teaching the bow hold. First, we're going to bend the thumb, and with the left hand hold on to the stick too, so that we can support the bow in the air. We're going to bend the thumb, and we're going to put the thumb in the frog area underneath the rubber grip, like such. So we're going to keep the thumb bent. The second step, we're going to have all 4 of our fingers flow over the stick. You'll notice that all of my fingers are over the stick. In fact, the middle and the ring finger are further over the stick than the pinky and the index finger, because the pinky is one of our shorter fingers. The fingers are not at the top of the stick, and I'm not using my fingertips here, 1, 2, 3, 4, on the top, because the bow will fall out of your hands. We'll keep the thumb bent. Second step, have all 4 of our fingers flow over the stick. And the most important step of it all, relax. Remember, this stick is a very light stick. And when we draw the bow on the cello is actually going to help hold on to the bow. So we won't have to feel like we're squeezing and holding on to the bow for dear life. Okay, so let's do a quick review. 3 simple steps. Create a cup. Put the bent thumb underneath the rubber grip. Step 2, middle 4 fingers, all 4 fingers flowing over the stick. Step 3, relax. Now, in this week's lesson with drawing the bow, we are normally going to sit with the cello in front of us, but because we're focused on the bow hold this week, we'll do it without the cello. We make sure we keep the same bow hold, and even when we tilt the bow, we're not going to change the bow hold. But as you tilt the bow downwards, you're going to feel that the bow is pushing up against the pinky. Sometimes it might be easier to choke up and bring the hand a little bit closer to the middle of the bow so that you don't feel so much of this weight pushing down on your pinky. But for this video, I will hold the bow where I normally hold it, down here at the frog. Okay, so we're going to bend the arm definitely in two places, the wrist and the elbow. Some a little bit of the shoulder just to bring the arm out, but once we come out this far, you'll see that only my elbow extends out and my wrist continues to move. Okay, so we have to create a horizontal motion straight across with our elbow, wrist, and shoulder, but we want to relax the shoulders. This way we won't get tired. When we go from the frog to the tip, pretend my hand are the 4 cello strings. When we go from the frog to the tip, that is our down bow. When we go from the tip to the frog, that is our up bow. And practice holding this motion right across. And relax, breathe. And remember to keep all of our fingers curled. All of our fingers, even the thumb, especially the thumb, still bent. Right across. Our assignment this week is to read the C and the G string sets of notes on page 16 and review a bit of page 15 for the D and A string, and to practice the motions with the correct bow hold. The instructions on bow hold should be written in our books on our music folder, and if you ever forget, you can also turn to page 4 in our All for Strings book, where there are diagrams and some more instructions about the bow hold. Happy practicing!